Hey, it's Dr. Elisha Goldstein here, and I want to talk to you about something that's really been weighing on me a lot these days. There's no way around it, really. We're facing some incredibly challenging times between the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, people dealing with a tremendous amount of loss, myself included, natural disasters in the United States like Hurricane Helene and Milton, all the people who have lost their homes and the destruction that's happened there, and also the rapid rise of artificial intelligence and the uncertainty really around that. And that's adding a whole new layer of unpredictability as well. So it's a lot, to say the least, and it's overwhelming. And I know many of you are feeling it. So today I want to talk about how we can stay emotionally grounded and enhance our emotional health even when everything around us feels chaotic. So let me show you some powerful, simple tools and steps that you can start doing right now to feel more in control, to feel more resilient, and feel more connected to yourself and others. This is so important. I can't understate this right now. The work you put in, or the attention, let's just say, that you put in your daily life uh, is going to serve you in the hours and days and weeks ahead because um, it's not that suffering's a part of life, and so there's going to be more moments like this, and if you're experiencing it right now, this is really more important for you than ever. you know it's natural for our minds to focus on the negative. We have to start with that. We're wired that way. It's our brain's survival mechanism. You may have heard that before. The problem is, right now, it's on overdrive. Our minds and eyes and ears are constantly scanning for threats. Every time we scroll through the news or social media or maybe our WhatsApp or our chats, our brain's alarm system called the amygdala goes off. It keeps us in this nervous system reaction, this fight or flight mode, which leaves us feeling stuck, anxious, overwhelmed, constantly stimulated to a point that our adrenals are flushed. But here's the good news: there's a way to step out of the loop. And no, it doesn't mean tuning out the world or pretending the challenges don't exist or going into some kind of spiritual bypass. Instead, it's about taking small, manageable steps that will enhance what we're already doing. That's the key. It doesn't have to be something overwhelming to take care of our health and well being or doing anything like that. It can be just small things that we're implementing, using our mind to actually create small shifts in our day, in our attention, to be able to support ourselves. So let's start with the first thing you can do today. The first thing you can do, and it's so simple, yet it can be so powerful, is to just pause and breathe. And you hear that. It's a meme almost, but you scroll through it. But to pause steps you out of what I call the emotional loop. It's that conditioned reactivity that's keeping you in a state of struggle, in a state of emotional reactivity. So we pause, we take a deep breath when we're feeling overwhelmed. You can close your eyes if you want, or you can keep them open. What you want to do is take a deep breath through your nose, slowly, and then slowly breathe out through your mouth. Some people like to breathe in for a certain amount of time, a few seconds, breathe out double that time. And then we can just feel your feet on the ground. This simple act of breathing helps calm your nervous system. This isn't uh, some new age thing. This has been done since I remember the year 2000, when studies started to ramp up, and then it became exponential around the power of just tuning into your breath. It dials down the chatter in the mind, or has the ability to do that anyway. We can notice progress towards that. Breathing helps calm our nervous system and gives you a moment of clarity. So in those moments of calm, you'll realize that not everything is spinning out of control. It's like we have an opportunity to hit the reset button on our minds, allowing us to think a little bit more clearly. We get more blood flow to this prefrontal region, which is involved with having perspective and impulse control, reasoning. And so we have an opportunity to just really connect with ourselves and respond to life's challenges more from a place of presence and strength versus feeling out of control and uncertain and unstable. Okay, so the second small step I want to share is limiting your media exposure. This is something you've heard. We are what we consume, right? And so we want to limit our media exposure. It's so important to just say, like, okay, listen, I know I'm scrolling consciously or unconsciously um, all throughout the day. We can't help it. Our devices are everything. They're our emails, there are our work that we do. And then also, of course, the news pops up or the app is right there. And it's so easy just to go to it, right? So, but we do want to say, like, listen, I just want to make sure only during certain times of the day I'm paying attention to the news, or maybe I take a news break for a day. But if you're someone who needs the news during the day, which a lot of us like to see what's going on, um, and so, just kind of see if you can make some block time for it, small pieces of block time. I'm not saying to avoid the news completely because it is important to be informed, but it's also important to be mindful of how much time you're spending on negative news. Most news is negative, by the way, especially before bed. If you're scrolling, consuming it before bed, and then you realize that you have a tough time sleeping, there's a real correlation there or a causation. The media is designed to grab your attention. You know this, I'm just bringing it top of mind for you. It's designed to do this by highlighting the worst case scenarios. It helps sell ads. It's a basic understanding. The longer we pay attention to the screen, the more they can charge for the ads. It's a business. The bottom line is what matters. So we need to understand this, and with that information, we need to begin to set boundaries, have the strength and the wherewithal to set boundaries. So maybe you check in with the news once or twice a day, but don't let it run your whole day or dictate your emotional state. Because by just allowing yourself to go with the status quo, with whatever you're doing right now, if this is something that you do a lot of, then um, you're choosing that ultimately. So we want to choose things that are for our emotional health, because again, when it comes to your emotional health, that impacts how you feel physically. When you're not feeling well, that impacts your motivation, it impacts your stress eating, it impacts your sleep, it impacts cellular inflammation, it impacts chronic pain. Our emotional health is the cornerstone of um, really everything, because you can feel really fit in your body, but if you're miserable, what's the point? So we want to really take care of our emotional health, and this idea of setting boundaries is one piece of it. These changes don't take hours. They don't take that much time out of your day. They're just small shifts that seamlessly move into your life, these ideas. This is how we move forward and how we keep growing when the world feels so overwhelming. So here's what I'm going to recommend. Here's what I'd love you to do. Take just one of these steps and try it today. Just one. Just do one. What's that next one thing we can ask ourselves? Maybe you start with the breath, or maybe you set a boundary around your media consumption. Could be either one of those things, and just really just see how it feels. We're gonna say the proof is in the eating of the pudding. We're gonna allow our experience to be our guide. We're gonna do either any of these things. We're gonna see how it feels, and let me know in the comments below. Come back here and let us know in the comments below what you noticed by doing that one thing. And if you want to continue it for a week, even better. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments to this. And I hope this is really, really helpful. My name is Dr. Elisha Goldstein. I run a therapeutic coaching program called Uncover the Power Within. This is where we do things like this every day. We meet a couple times a week. We have a whole curriculum that helps you take control of your mind and your emotional health by making these shifts in your life. A beautiful community of people who all support each other. So if you're ever interested in that, you're welcome to comment that below. We could set up a call. You'll see a link in the description. It's a complimentary consult just to see if it's a good fit for everyone. But any event, take these away with you and see what you notice. And I look forward to being with you in the next video. Okay, bye for now.